Fantasy basketball season, and this is a few centers falling down the rankings quick. The first guy is Burke of the Orlando Magic. Burke, he was pretty decent the last couple weeks. On the season, he's averaging 7.3 points a game, 6.1 rebounds and assists a game, 82% from the foul line, and hit 48% from the field. And on the season, he's ranked 158, but now in the last couple weeks, his numbers have gone down, and he's ranked 179 as Burke. He had a good 12-12 game versus Boston January 15th, then versus Brooklyn on January 16th, only 9 points, 4 boards. Then versus the Knicks on January 18th, 5 points, 7 rebounds. And then in Minnesota, 2.6 rebounds the other night. He's still playing 25-30 minutes a game, but his numbers are really taking a hit now as Burke. And he was a recommended pickup this week, but right now he's a guy that's probably going to go back on the waiver wire after this week with underwhelming performances and his minutes taking a little bit of a cut. The next center on the fall is Demarcus Cousins of the Houston Rockets. Cousins this season, he just can't get a rhythm going, and he's been out for a lot of seasons for the most part. And right now on the year, Cousins, he's got pretty bad numbers: 6.2 points a game, 5.9 rebounds, 2 assists, 29% from the field, and 72% from the foul line for Cousins. On the season, he's ranked 270th, and in the last week now, he's ranked 308, 2.5 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 75% from the line, and an abysmal 0.91 from the field. So Demarcus Cousins, he's struggling mightily, and he's a player I said early in the week at the center position to drop, and Cousins, he should be dropped in all 10 to 12 team leagues. He might just be a name at this point, and his numbers have been horrible, and his stock keeps falling down the rankings each and every week. So DeMarcus Cousins, it's been tough to own him this season. The next guy's LaMarcus Aldridge of the San Antonio Spurs. Aldridge, he came back last week after he was out with knee soreness for a couple games, and Aldridge now, last few games, he's really struggling. On the season, he's ranked 181 is Aldridge, 13.5 points a game, 4.6 boards, 2.2 assists, 84% from the line, and 43% from the field. And in the last week now, his rankings dropped to 222 overall, only averaging 10 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist, 43% from the field. So Aldridge, DeMar DeRozan came back now. He's the main scorer, him and DeJounte Murray over there in San Antonio. And Aldridge, he's just not getting the rhythm going this season. His rebounds are down from last year. His points are taking a big hit as well, where he's averaging 5 points less on the season, and he's not even hitting a 3 a game, and his field goal's down 6%. So LaMarcus Aldridge, age might have caught up to him. He's been struggling this season, and right now, the last few weeks, he's fallen down the rankings for fantasy owners at the center position. The fourth center falling down the rankings is JaMychal Green of the Denver Nuggets. Green, he was a recommended pickup last week after coming off some big ball games, but now he's coming back down to earth a little here, is JaMychal Green. On the season, he's ranked 186th, 11 points, 7 rebounds, an assist, 2 blocks a game, 2.2 threes a game, 71% from the foul line, and 46% from 3. But in the last week, he's dropped to 211th overall, 7.5 points a game, 7 rebounds, 1.5 threes, and an awful 30% from the field. So JaMychal Green, he's not doing as good as he was, and I don't know because if the Nuggets didn't play many games, or he's not playing as much consistent time, because his minutes have dropped now. The last few games, he was at 28 minutes, then he played 20 and 17. So JaMychal Green, the playing time's going down. Michael Porter should be back any day now, and he's falling down the rankings for sure, is JaMychal Green. And the fifth and final center falling down the rankings this week's Willy CauleyStein of the Dallas Mavericks. He was a recommended pickup early in the week, but now his minutes have definitely went down here, is Willy CauleyStein, and he's out of the starting lineup. Kristaps Porzingis, he came back the other night, so he's been playing, and now Powell and Kleber should be back any day now as well from the COVID list. But CauleyStein on the season, he's ranked 230th, 6.5 points a game, 5.7 rebounds, and 9.9 assists for CauleyStein. But in the last week, his numbers are falling quickly. 45% from the field, 4 points a game, 5.8 rebounds. Obviously, he's not going to give you threes and 55% from the field. So Willy CauleyStein, he had a decent run, but the minutes are falling and the stats are falling. He was playing 30 minutes a game, and now in the last 2 games, he's only played 19 for this Dallas Maverick team. So Willy CauleyStein, he's falling down the rankings, and he's a player that probably should be dropped in most leagues with the Mavericks getting healthy now. So that's a few centers falling down the rankings here in Week 5 of the fantasy basketball season.